You saw me complaining either earlier on this video or the last video about running the water out in the field for hours and nothing going on. So this morning I raced in here and I set up a blue pipe to go back in the pond, so when they need to run the water over here, they're not sitting here washing all my dirt out. They can just jam it into here, run the well back into the pond, and run their little 1/2-inch pipe over there. I was just on Dave's live stream and looked over on the road over there, saw a truck of supplies coming. I assume it's Skim coat, but we're going to find out. He's here right now. And he just tore up my new driveway. He's stuck. Yeah, don't drive up the gravelly part, drive up the sandy part. That's what I would do. Yeah, so you clean right up the soft part instead of the rocks and gravel. But that dirt was all just stuck in there yesterday. Why'd you stop, dumbass? Shake my head, man, shake my head. So Hunaban is working on the upper and end beams for this outside wall. As I've talked before, this is all going to be an outdoor living area right here. It'll be nicer once we get a roof on so the sun ain't pounding in here. 3-meter long countertop right here. Red spots are outlets, of course. Prepping the edges of the windows, skim coat. I'm assuming that's what that's all about. So they have to put a beam up and across the top of there, and then they can run the blocks up. I don't know what she told them, what they agreed to. I'm just gonna let it go. Yeah, so this guy's saying, oh yeah, go in the rocks. Yeah, look, they're spreading the rocks out now. I see string, he's running this edge right out to the string there. We drive right through the front of the house. Alright, I think somebody wanted another switch in the bathroom. I gotta go talk to her. I'm sure they're gonna start skim coating here probably later today or tomorrow at the latest. The other thing I forgot, yesterday before the excavator, backhoe, whatever you call them, left, they dug the trench for the septic system. They tied the gray water pipes into here. They still need to run the black water tank around to here. At least that's what they told me the plan was. I hope that isn't the only thing they're doing. I thought they were bringing one over here. I need to find out. So back earlier I was talking about P-traps, and we didn't put any P-traps under the floor. We put them right here. There'll be 1 meter of concrete here, so these, if we need them, we can dig them up. Or if we need to unplug something, we can just pull the lid and go right in there. But there are no P-traps under the floor, and this is only gray water. Yeah, I gotta go talk to some pit. Alright, it's time for our afternoon update. We were looking at this septic system earlier. They must have ran out of pipe because they got that far and stopped. Imagine they're waiting for Duke. I think he's coming in tomorrow with some more pipe. But I was under the impression that this blackwater effluent was going to go influent to the gray water and then go out together. But I'm looking at this and see how the elevation is on this effluent. There's no way to bring that tank over here. So I called Duke and said, is this going anywhere? And he said, no, that's it. It's saturation. I said, well, that ain't good enough. That ain't going to work for me. He said, well, I can put another tank next to it. No, because all that does is create another point. If this little ring at the bottom is saturated, you put another one next to it, it's going to saturate very quickly. It'll help, but it isn't going to solve the problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a backhoe in here. I'm going to dig this out right across here, about 12 meters worth. I already sourced the pipe. I'm going to put a leach drain right across here. Hopefully I'll never need it, but it's easier to put it in now than try to dig it up later when you got a bunch of shit water soaked in the ground. So I told him not to put any more stuff in here because we're going to dig this out. Or I'm going to. Wasn't part of the project, so I'll pay for it myself and I'll manage it myself. So the rest of the crew have been busy all day. We did have another crew showed up. And when they showed up, Hunaban said, oh, that's the tile crew. Well, what? The tile crew? What are they doing here? We're not ready for them. And he just laughed. He said, oh, they're here to help us with the skim coat. But we found out that the tile crew is his brother, his nephew, and his sister-in-law. So anyhow, they're here to help out, so that'll help make this go faster. Yeah, faster, believe it or not, faster yet. I'm assuming they're mixing up some concrete for these beams. Oh yeah, that's what they're working on. They got part of it poured already, so they're working on these right now. This caught me off guard. They're putting a beam across here. Talking to Hunaban, he said there's going to be a beam here, all the way down that side, around this side, to create the facade, if that's what you want to call it, around the edges of this, to give it the appearance of a flat roof. So essentially what that means is it will be a flat surface from the bottom of that beam to the top of that metal, and probably slightly above it to cover the roof line. It'll be squared all the way out and then down the side, the same height. So it'll appear to be a flat roof. So I talked to Hunaban about hose etiquette, so hopefully we got that resolved from that flood we had in the field last night. I did decide they're going to put a ceiling in here, Salmpit did. Rather than block it all the way up and waste that space, at least now she can store some big pots or whatever up there. Place to hide snakes. We got the bathroom all cleaned out. They're ready to pour this, so I imagine they'll pour this. Maybe not. This might be too green. No, it feels dry. They'll probably pour this tonight, I'm guessing. And this room is ready to go. We were going to have them add another switch for the exhaust fan in here, but we've added so much electrical boxes, we just said, you know what, we're just going to put a dual switch in here and put the fan right in there with the switch. We'll just have to tell the electrician to pull 2 wires down here. So I don't know, some places they're stapling this mesh, and some places they're using these funky little nails. So there's the nails. Here's the staples. So I don't know if they ran out of staples or they ran out of nails. When they were putting the water lines in originally, they said they're only bringing 1 into each room, and then they'll run the other water lines in the skim coat around on the walls. There needs to be 2 here, the toilet, the butt gun, a shower, and a sink. So there needs to be 3 more lines run on. I'm guessing they'll just run around there and hit the shower and bring it over and hit these 2. So as I predicted, they're filling this right now. So we're going to have to figure out a way to block the sun here in the evenings until we get some vegetation growing up here that'll block it for us. But I'll probably just do something like I did on the Salah over there and just put some of that Salan, that black material up there for now, just to shade it. So I didn't mention, we got 4 sons here. We got, their literal names are Nung, Song, and Som. 1, 2, 3. Nung, Song, Som. And the young one, I don't know what his name is. Good morning. We are in paradise. Water dripping here. Well, they must have wet the wall down, getting ready to skim coat, I'm guessing. So I imagine they could take that off if they choose. Lots and lots of skim coat. So they put these corner beads on, similar to what we use in the West for sheetrock. That guards your corner so it gets bumped into it, doesn't break the concrete up. And there's one that's already been covered up. But that's how deep the skim coat will be. It will be flush across there when he's done. Same thing across there. So I mentioned a couple videos before that before we put the floor in, I wanted to put power from that laundry room out here to the gate. Duke didn't want to do that. He wanted to wait and run it down beside the wall. I've mentioned it to him a couple times. He said, no, not yet, no, not yet, no, not yet. He indicated he wanted to put it right there. But now they got steps in, so now it's going to have to go over there. And I completely forgot about it. Last night, I was editing a video, and in that video, I mentioned we got to put power in down this wall. And I was like, oh, crap, I forgot about that. So I came and asked Hunaban this morning, and he said nobody's saying to him, well, Duke's supposed to be here today. And after this thing with this beam, I'm just going to ask, do you know about it? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then I'm just going to let it go and talk to Duke. I mentioned before we're going to put some black stone treatments like on that sidewall at the entry, between those 2 windows, around this column and around that column. So to match the decorative stone on the house, I'm thinking about trying to block this out and beef it up somehow, kind of like they did those columns over there. I can't do anything back here because the gate's going to be here, but maybe cut these off, stack them up. Maybe 1 more block width wide out here, so it'd be like this wide. Stick out about this far, just kind of make them squared up. And then I can take that same black stone we're going to put on the house and put it around here to kind of mimic the look of the house out here. If I do, I might just see if I can hire one of these guys to do it for me. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. So we're going to go to Canthalac today and try to get material for that leach field. While we're in Canthalac, we're going to meet Mark and his wife again for a couple of those frosty beers. I think my guys made this too smooth, man. That little skid mark was me this morning. That sand on your shoe, it's a little bit slippery. Here, I'm going to cut a groove down here, just so that it's like a funnel for the water to get down here, and when the water gets to here, it'll start running, not up here. Okay, I fed the fish right before I started my videos. They look like they're done feeding, so I'm going to get the camera shut off and start my watering routine. I did put my sign back up yesterday. Dust devil come through here yesterday, and it kind of stalled right out here in the rice field. It was picking up straw and concrete bags and everything else and just throwing them everywhere. So the pond it's pretty good today, but it was clear full of straw yesterday afternoon. There's concrete bags thrown all over because they had them piled by that stump over there to burn, but nobody burned them. So the last couple of days we looked at how they prepped the walls with the mesh over all the seams. They put the conduit in the walls, and they put these edges around the windows and the doors. So they have started skim coating, and we're going to walk through this process right now. This machine reminds me of a couple of my maintenance departments back in the day. They knew when it was time to grease something when they heard it squeaking. Oh, there goes the bag. Don't lose your hand, man. Cheese and rice. Where's OSHA when you need him? Thing got a hold of his arm, it'd rip it right off. 5 or 6 buckets of water and 3 bags of water. Alright, so we get that mixed up, put it in the buckets, bring it over here, and these guys put it on. Pretty straightforward. Just smear it on there. I would imagine you'd want to try to keep those air pockets out. I see a few over here. But this is the brother of Hunab that just came in yesterday. A lot of walls to cover, a lot of square footage. A lot of square meters, I should say. Duke needs to spend some of that money I gave him to buy him a new mixer. Or grease that one. So they'll go around and use this thing to generally level it, smooth it out. And then they actually have some wooden floats. Where are they? I've seen them yesterday. A bunch of wooden floats. Look at that, where at? I don't know where they went. But I imagine they'll take a wooden float, wet it down, and just go over it and smooth it, kind of like you do concrete. You'd think they'd leave that metal box stick out a quarter or half an inch, probably half an inch with this stuff. You just skim coat right up to the edge of it. So if they left these sit out half an inch, they could skim coat right across the surface of it. But this is the incoming water line. This water line here somehow has to get into that wall. And just like the conduit, they'll run it over here for the sink, well, over here for the toilet and the butt gun, and then one over here for the sink. This is a vent line that will go right up through the wall into the ceiling. And then once it gets up there, I'm going to have to get up there and get the two connected together and get them out into the soffit before they put ceilings in. Hope they don't lose any of my plug boxes in this mess. So about an hour later, you can see they got this main wall done. They haven't got the little piece down at the end yet, but they started working on kind of smoothing out, finishing it out. They basically have a bucket of water and a trowel and just kind of flick water at it, get it wet, and smooth it out. But you can kind of see here also where it's done. Like here, they'll touch that up yet. I mean, they ended up taking the grinder all this, and actually it don't look bad now. I don't know why they didn't just do that to begin with. I don't like this edge. It's pretty rough. I thought about trying to make a jig with a piece of angle iron or something with a grinder on it, with a masonry blade on it, and just run across there and like camp for the edge of it. All right, so really no other progress. I'm pretty sure this will be the primary focus for the next 5-6 days. I'm guessing it will take at least to get all this done. There's a pretty good sized team here to work on it. I can think of 4, 5, 6, 7 guys and a lady that's working on this right now. Just don't know why you wouldn't do something different with those. A lot of skim coat. A lot of weight sitting here too, if you think about it. Giant concrete slab. All these blocks, all that steel roof, concrete tiles. And now they're hanging concrete on the walls, man. A lot of weight. A lot of weight sitting here. I see some new activity over here. We're going to see what's going on. But first, cloud came out long enough for me to come in here and get this gate re-rigged over to there. I need a piece of wire to run from there to there so I can get that up in the air, and then this is done. Just get this mess cleaned up, get that last pole out of there. Looks pretty good. This is just kind of misting it down there with that. Just float it out. And then he's coming along behind it and detailing the edges. Check that out. I like it. She must have quite a while to work this. Because it's been 2 hours, this stuff's been on there for 2 hours, but it looks like it's been run over again since I looked at it last night. These guys look like they're forming up the concrete beam that will run along this side. Duke said he was going to be around about 2 o'clock. We gave him the next house payment already yesterday, which was right at the limit of my daily transfer amount I have set. So we're going to give him final payment on the fence today and then pay for whatever extra billing we have so far. I think it was 40,000 and they dropped it down to 35,000 for us. So I'll pay him that today too, and then we'll be all caught up. But I'm going to lay out about a meter wide strip right here, throw a rock in it, lay the tube on it, throw some rock on it, lay the mesh on it, and bury it. Somebody asked about the wire. This is the wire we're running underground. It's 25 millimeter, and it's special underground cable, kind of expensive for Thailand, and it's actual copper. And it's in a special tubing, which is specifically for electrical underground wire. This is going to come out here to a box underground here where we'll kind of make a transfer point, run straight out somewhere about that other side, that back tire. And then run straight out to the pole from here. I told Duke I need to know exactly where that's at so I never dig it up or plant a tree on it or anything else. And that is what's going to limit the length of my drain field for my septic. So I'm going to put a Y in that leach pipe just in case I ever need to put another pipe on it. I'll already have it there, so all I got to do is just dig a trench, dig out the Y, slap a pipe in it, and be done. This is why we put this door in here. There's a nice cool breeze blowing through here right now. Actually, it's pretty nice in here right now, because there's no doors or windows on it. But when we designed this, we wanted airflow through here and flew through there, and that was why we had that hallway there. Oh, there's a hell of a wind blowing through here right now, too. Even better than the other hallway. But we decided we needed this space in the bedroom where she did. So we doubled the size of the window so we can open up the window and just get the air to come through as it is right now. Okay, nothing else to see here. I do like the little nail scratcher on the outside, though. It'll look good once I clean it up. All right, back to the salon. Wait for Duke.